Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Dirt Rally. It's week 47 of the Gaming Decathlon competition, and we are in Sweden, still on the Professional Championship Group B 4-wheel drive, driving the Peugeot. The last race had a couple stages left to go. I actually ended up finishing in second place after the overall leader, O'Brien, had a problem on the final stage and dropped all the way to 5th place. And I moved up a spot to second. And now in Sweden, I'm entering stage number 3. Stage 1, 7th place. A lot of little problems, had difficulty, but second stage, started to get the feel for it, did a lot better, and ended up second on the stage, which was good enough to move me up to 4th place, but only by a 1/10 of a second over Stonen, my rival.
Right 4 half long, over crest, and left 6 over small jump, into right 6, 60 over small crest, and caution left 3 continues over 2 crests, 80. Right 4 half long on 30 line over small crest. Left 4 through dip, keep in, crest, 60. Right 3 half long, 40. Left 3 don't cut, into crest 60, right 6 80, right 6 over bump continues for 80, and left 6 long over bump 80 over bumps, caution right 6 over long crest.
Good first sector, just 1 second off the pace.
6, and caution right 5 over small jump and small jump. Right 5 over jump pad, camber, and left 5.
See, I have to fight it a lot to keep it straight. A lot of small lefts and rights, as you can see the wheel moving. So not big turns, just little turns to keep stability, and that has definitely been the big challenge here, is keeping that basic stability.
Square left late, narrows. 100. Crest 100.
It's also hard to keep traction under full acceleration, so I can only do partial. But unlike some previous times that I've been here, I've got the setup down well enough that it's not too bad the more I accelerate. I can't go 100%, but I can definitely go 75-80%. There's been times here where I could only give it about 50% gas to keep any sort of traction. But in that 75, I'm about firm on the traction, 80, and I definitely start to get a bit of wheel spin, and that's where I'm kind of hovering most of the time, is that little bit of wheel spin.
Right 4 long past junction, tightens, into crest, and left 4 half long, 40.
But I've got the cornering down pretty well on the setup. So it's mostly that straight line stability, and that's where I've run into those problems a few times, is I'll hit a little piece of the snowbank and spin out. And that's most of the time that I lost on that first stage.
And left 3 tightens over crest. Into right 5 over bump 40. Caution left 3 over crest, and open hairpin right. Left 3, 60 crest, 40.
That worked out well. Already coming up on the end of the stage here. High snowbanks here, this could be dangerous. Hit one of them too hard, you flip over.
Left 3 over crest, bump 80.
Like that. By the way, when you're spinning out, it's so important to keep an eye out on your rotation so that you can drive out of it going the right direction. If you're new to games like this, like Dirt Rally,
and right 6.
Or in general, in life.
And left 3 long. Into right 4 over crest bump, tightens 2.
Everybody will spin out at some point, depending on what region you live in anyway. In an area that doesn't get a whole lot of snow, but we certainly get a good amount of ice at certain parts of the year. I've spun out a couple times. 5th, 23 seconds. Not a bad time. Pretty close to Driscoll and Mustonen. That will put Mustonen back ahead of me. It does. I'm 4.5 seconds down on Mustonen for 4th place. So in 5th currently. So I've opened a gap a bit to Harris now.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Left 4 into small crest. Care right 3 times 2.
A lot of wheel spin on the start there.
Caution, hairpin left, opens 40. Crest into left 3 long. And right 4 long tightens. Left 6 over crest and small crest.
Not on my way to an amazing time or anything, but decent start until that just happened.
Into left 2.
Massive oversteer, not once but twice, with the reverse of it, the overcorrection.
Small crest jump and right 6 over crest jump maybe 40. Left 5 and bump. Right 3 over crest open 60 bump. Right 5 long.
3 seconds up. Beautiful.
40.
That was definitely not as fast as I could possibly go on.
Into left 5 over crest 40. Left 2 over crest long. And right 3. Into left 5. And right 4 over small crest 60 over bump. Left 5 crest 60 over small crest. And keep left over crest. Into right 2 long.
Oof, lucky the snowbank didn't
And left 2
tear into me there,
opens
spin
6,
me around.
Tightens 2 over crest. And right 6 through dip. Left 3 over crest. And right 6.
Still
Left
up,
2 opens 40.
though it wasn't a green sector. It was very close to another green sector.
Small crest jump 60 past junction.
Funny thing was I felt better about Sector 2 than I did about Sector 1.
Past junction. Left 5. Right 3 half long. Opens. 2 crest 40. Left
But I felt
2,
better about cornering, not necessarily in the straights, because I was not going flat out, and that's probably where
left 5, 60
I
through
lost
dip,
the
crest.
couple tenths. Might have gained a couple
And
seconds
right
in the
5
corners,
long,
but
opens
lost
2 crest,
a
40.
couple seconds and a couple tenths on the
Left
straight.
3 long 60. Care right 4 tightens over crest 40. Right 4 long over crest. Into
Yeah,
left
there you
2
go.
half
See,
long 40.
less straights, more time gained.
Right 2. Into right 3 half long 40. Left 2. And left 3. And left 4 40. Right 4 half long 60 crest. Into right 3 through dip. Into left 5 and right 3 40
Woo.
past junction.
Massive oversteer and fishtailing back and forth.
Left 3 long
Almost
over
saved
crest,
it.
opens and tightens 2. And right
Not much
2
damage
opens
done there.
60
Couple
over crest
seconds.
jump maybe.
Definitely
To
lost, but
finish.
not much more. We're coming up on the finish, and I've still got a very good chance of winning the stage, and I think I've done it. Not the sector, but I think I got the stage. I think I got it by a couple seconds. Yes, 2.5 seconds over O'Brien. That's a stage win. All right. Big time gained on Mustonen and Harris. Halfway through. Looking good. Midday sunny. And we'll definitely get full car repair done here. Lots of time to spare.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right 5, 60, left 2 late.
Good quick start.
Right 5, into left
So
3
fast that
half
even
long,
with some pretty heavy braking, I still
into right
ended up
4
in the
over
snowbank
crest,
for that one.
and crest 60,
Got off that line so
small crest,
fast.
left 4,
So really good start though.
and care right 2, opens over crest, and tightens 3 long, over crest, past junction.
I didn't lose
40,
any time when I hit that snowbank, and otherwise I've been
left 3,
fast through corners. If I could save this though. There we go. At an intersection, it opened up and then closed right back down.
into crest 60,
And I ended up into that opening.
left 4 half long, 40, right 4 tightens 3, and tightens 2, 40, left 3 half long, into left 2, 40, right 2 half long,
Ooh, 4.8 seconds up. That is
crest 40,
a fantastic first sector.
left 3 over crest, open 60,
Ooh,
right 3
that was
long,
deceiving.
40,
Lucky nothing bad happened. I did lose at least a
left
second in
5
there though.
over 2 crest, and crest jump 40,
At least 7 or 8 tenths anyway.
into left 2 long, into right 2, 40 crest,
Ooh, didn't get slow enough there either.
into care left 4 times 3, and right 5, right 2 past junction. Don't
It's hard to
cross,
use first
left
gear
4 past junction,
here
crest,
as there's no traction for it. Come on. I had to
and
power
small
slide
crest
through
jump 40,
through that with my nose brushing the apex the whole time, trying to send me around.
right 3 times,
Lucky I kept it and kept in on it, and I gained more time, almost 8 seconds ahead now.
left 6 through dip,
I've made a couple mistakes, but I've been able to overcome
open
them.
6 and tightens 2, and left 3 long, tightens 2, and crest 80, over small crest, and care right 3 half long, 60 over bump, left 4, and right 5, into left 3,
Oh,
and right 2, 40, crest bump,
been brushing the,
right 5,
I've been
into
doing that
left 3,
big time. I was coming.
right 2,
I keep
over
brushing the
40,
embankment, the snowbank, and
left 4 long over crest,
finally
80
spun me
over
around,
crest, and dip,
but
into caution,
quick
left
recovery,
4
quick
tightens
drive
3,
out of it,
over
only about a
crest,
1.5 to 2 seconds lost, and I'm still
and
up.
right 5, 40,
So even with the spin, I still gain time on that sector. Here's another, this time I'm off. Hello crowd, I'm glad I stopped short of you and didn't end up with a penalty,
left 4 long,
because I still have a chance at winning the stage, even though I did just lose some additional time. It's going to be very hard to get a green sector here, as I've been green through all 3 sectors so
and
far.
right 6 over crest, left 3 opens long,
I'm starting to wonder what could have been if I didn't take 7th in that first stage. However, 2 spinouts here on the final sector, and I might not be a stage winner, let alone winning all 4 sectors. So this is looking worse and worse by the moment. I gotta get this thing back under control, stop pushing too hard. Ooh,
Right 4, 40 bump.
they did say 2. They did say 2. Yep, red on that sector, but where was the time overall? Ah, 2 seconds down. That's not only did I not win the stage, I got 3rd. Less than 2 seconds behind though. Reed and Driscoll right there with me. A lot of time gained on Mustonen, Campbell, Harris. So firmly in 3rd place now behind Reed and Driscoll, and not far behind them overall. Mustonen's still not far back. Neither is Harris. So this is still pretty tight. at this point, and it's getting pretty late on. That was what, stage 5, stage 6? That was stage 5. So 3 stages to go, and it is so tight. You could still almost get a winner out of about 6th place right now.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right 5 long over crest bump. Caution 60, keep right over crest bump. 40. Left 6, 60.
Managed good acceleration here. Now the thing is, can I keep it in
Left 6 and crest jump,
pace?
maybe
I had to let off on the acceleration. I'm going slower than I probably could
crest bump, 40.
for the sake of stability. And that's paid off, as I did not crash at all through there when I might otherwise have.
Left 4, 40. Caution, left 5 long, opens over crest jump. Into right 4 half long and crest.
Green first sector.
And right 3 over bump.
Despite
60.
it being straight line speed, which I'm not as good on straight line speed as I'm not flat out.
Left 4 continues for 80.
But I got a really good start. That helped.
Right 3 into left 2 long bump. And right 3 tight don't cut into crest jump. And left 5 half long over bump.
Corner was a lot tighter than I expected for a 3.
Right 4 half long.
It's a lot tighter than the corner before it, which was a 2.
Over crest jump 40. Right 4 half long. Left 6. And left 6 long into keep mid over big jump 80.
4 seconds down, so I struggled through that sector a bit.
Right 4 opens and tightens over bump. And to caution turn left 3 over bump. Left 3 half long opens. Into right 3. And left 6. And keep right over crest bump. 60. Caution bump into left 4 tightens 3 over crest bad camber. And right 2 half long. And left 3
That's a left
60
4.
over long crest.
I beg to differ.
Right 5 80 crest. Left 4 tightens over crest 60 over bumps. Right
Okay,
5,
only
80
1 second
crest.
lost there.
Cab right 4 over crest opens and continues for 80.
I just lost more than a second right here.
Left 5 over jump. Right 5 into right 5 keep in. Into right 5 long continues over bump and left 5 40 big bump and right 5 long 40 bump dip. Right 4 over crest bump 60 over bumps. Left 5 long continues over crest jump maybe 40 finish.
Definitely lost more time on that 4th sector. Went a little bit slower than I was capable, but I went for safety, and it paid off with a 2nd place, 10 seconds down. It is tight, and I'm opening it up to Stone in a bit. But Harris is still pretty close. Campbell's out of reach now. And with only a couple stages to go, Harris is probably out of reach. But Stoning's still got a small chance. But we're mostly down to the top 3 now. And at 30 seconds down, I might be too far back. But there's 2 stages. You never know. Okay, we'll have car fully repaired for the final 2 stages, which is fantastic. That's definitely an advantage over some.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 80 dip into right 6.
There we go. Better start without the traction loss.
Keep right over crest jump maybe. Caution 60 crest jump. Immediate left 4 long bump. 40. Left 5 continues 80 over crest bump crest. 60 small crest bump and right 3 crest. Into left 6, 100. Left 4 over crest. Into right 5 over small crest, 100 over small crest bump. Right 6.
Bit of oversteer, couple
40. Caution,
corners
crest
back,
jump
but
maybe.
saved
Left
it.
4 over crest opens and
Last
crest.
categorized corner anyway.
Right 5 half
There was
long.
another bend right after it.
And left 6 over crest.
A little bit of
60.
time lost there, but otherwise I'm having a good start.
Turn square left, don't cut. Into long crest. And right 3 long, 60. Left
2.5
5 over
seconds
crest,
up.
half long, times 2 crest.
Been
40.
looking good here in Sweden so far.
Caution left 5. Into right 6 over crest jump maybe. Left 6, 100. Left 4 long over crest, opens and tightens. Into right 3, opens long, 130. Long crest, and right 4 over crest. Left 3 tightens 2 long. And right 3. And right 3 half long, 40. Left 2 keep in. Into right 4. And left 4 opens over crest, 80. Caution left 5 over crest jump, continues over crest, 100. Right 2 long.
Little lucky how I landed there
Into
from
left
that
2
jump.
keep in.
Kept me from having to
Into
spin out.
right 3 opens
Still
long,
on
60,
top
small crest,
by,
left 4, 60.
what, 11 milliseconds?
Right
So,
6 long, tight
red
3
sector.
over bump,
That's
40.
still provisional
Left 2
first.
through depth, don't cut. Into right 4. And left 3 past junction, 40. Right 6 over crest and keep left over long crest. And crest. And right 4 over crest bump. Left 5 and small crest, 100.
A little too hard on the gas. Lost stability there. Got into the embankment. Didn't lose much. Maybe
Right 6.
a 2 or 3 tenths.
Left 6 over small crest, jump 100 over 2 crests. Turn left 3 long, opens past junction, 50
There we
crest.
go again. Fighting the embankment. Saved it.
And right 4 long crest, 40.
It was at least a half second lost that time though.
Left 3 tight, don't cut, 60 crest jump maybe.
But I've made some good time
And
in
right
other
3
places.
through depth, crest. Left
Uh,
5 half long.
Continue
And
moving
right 2
in that
bump,
tiniest bit
small crest,
towards
bump, 40.
losing the lead, which I have lost the lead
Left 2.
by less than a tenth of a second now, and that was almost exactly a tenth of a second down.
Care left
Just
3 over
about.
small crest, opens past junction and tightens over crest. Right 4 keep in, 40 over long crest. Right 4 half long, into left 4 half long, 60 through depth. Left 5 half long over crest, into right 5 40. Right 6 over crest jump maybe, and left 6 over bump, and right 5 through 60, left 5. Right 3 tight,
Come on, come on.
and left 5 40.
Fishtailing around
Right
there.
5 long over crest.
Couldn't find the stability even though I wasn't hard on the gas. I was still feathering it light and wasn't regaining traction. Not very fast anyway.
Over crossroads, right 340 through depth, finish.
That was a very good stage. It is not good enough for the stage win, but it should be a firm second. Yes, 3 seconds down. Only a second up on Mustonen. And look at Driscoll. Minute 33 to a coolant leak. That should bump me up to second. It does. Driscoll drops down to a pretty distant fourth with only one stage to go. And I've got 45 seconds on Mustonen. So I'm looking at back-to-back second place finishes here in the championship, and that should put me in a good position halfway through, especially with the likely DNF tracks out of the way. I've still got Germany, which I have a good chance to win that one. And then, well, let's see. Finland's another tough one. And I'm trying to think what the other one is.
4,
Britain?
3, 2,
That one's okay.
go. Into left 440,
So,
over crossroads.
I think I've got a pretty darn good chance of getting promoted this time around. Now the big thing will be whether I get out of the classification. It's still a little early. It's only the third race of the series, but getting out of the classifications, that next part, and we'll take a look at that here after this stage at where we're at on moving up to another car category. I like this car, so I'd be sad to leave it behind, but got to keep moving forward. Looks like the river's frozen. Was that the river over there, or was that just an open field?
Right 3 over small crest, 40. Left 5 past junction 60. Caution, turn right 2 and crest, 40 small crest, bump. Left 2 through dip. And right 5 half long and crest. Left 3 through dip and crest 60. Right 3 tight, don't cut, 40 crest.
Ooh, 4.7 to the good.
Care turn right 5 past junction tights 3 long, 100 over 2 crests. Right 6, left 6, 80 crest jump maybe. Into right 6, 100 crest jump maybe. And caution right 5, crest jump maybe.
I save it, but I actually probably lost more time saving it than I would have with a quick spin out and go.
Right over long crest. And left 6, 40.
Same thing again. I'm still trying to save it. I'm not getting any stability this time. Feels like the conditions have changed. There's a frozen lake. If I wasn't at one before, this is probably it.
Right 4, 60 over small crest. Left 4 long, tight turn. Right 2 keep in. Into left 2 long, 100 through dip. Care right 5 continues over 2 crest.
Red sector, still green though.
Right 5 over crest.
1.2
Don't cut.
in the lead.
And left 4 into right 2, 40.
And that's with a couple pretty big problems that cost me at least 3 to 4 seconds. Meaning I was right about on pace for being fast through there. And this sector, I so far have been good.
Left 4 long tightens into right 4 long opens and tightens over crest.
Losing that traction a lot more though right now.
Into keep left over flat out crest jump.
Keep left over flat out press jump. Yeah, that was not flat out. Just the tiniest little brush with the embankment is sending me around right now.
Right 2 half long. Opens and continues over crest.
Definitely lost time in there.
Left 3 long and
Oh, come on,
crest.
come on, come on, come on.
Into turn square right.
Off the gas too long.
60 crest.
Now we're 7 seconds down.
Right 6 crest. And left 5 half long.
I've got plenty of time though. 30 seconds behind, 45 to the good. I'm only 7 down, so it looks like I'm pretty comfortably in second place right now. And I don't know who I'm trailing to by 7 seconds. It might not be current race leader. And if they have a problem, actually I have a chance to still win this thing. In terms of time down, I'm comfortable. I'm not going to drop out a second. In terms of time up, depends on who it is that I'm trailing right now. Be nice if it actually said that. It gave you a little flash of what your current place is, who you're trailing, that kind of thing. Quick update. Leaderboard. Good finish. 1 green sector on that stage. Not a bad stage overall. Couple little problems. 8 seconds down to Reed. Mustonen 6 seconds back. And Reed picks up the win. I pick up second. Mustonen picks up third. Another 143,000 in the bank though. Oh, 90% on that engine upgrade. Dang it. That's unfortunate. I would have really liked to have had that. I moved to second place in the championship now. Mustonen is leading. O'Brien is down to 4th after winning the first one, he was winning the second one until the final stage where he dropped to 5th with a problem and 16th this time. Consistency is important. Very important. And that's why I didn't get promoted last time. I had 2 DNFs, otherwise I would have been promoted. Here I am in a pretty comfortable spot, 13 points clear of O'Brien. So Reed, need to watch out for. He's got a 9th place, so he's clearly a strong one. Reed and O'Brien are the strongest 2. Mustonen and I are somewhere around 3rd and 4th. So that is the direct 4 in the championship. Harris, consistent, but not finishing high enough. And I'm easily outracing Harris. So right now, O'Brien and Reed are the 2 that I really need to watch out for, and Mustonen for that matter, because Mustonen really should be the 4th fastest. But we're at 48 points now, 48 points, so that's another 18 in the championship with that 2nd place finish. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to hit. We're not jumping into the next race yet. No, no, no. Save and exit. Thank you. Okay, team management. I still have 18 stages, so we're fine. And so we head to the garage. 394,000 credits. That's good enough for 2 cars. So we're gonna go ahead and get these purchased. And we have 2 left in the category still to buy before we can get into the next category. And then we've got to be able to afford one of these as well, which they're actually cheaper. So we're gonna get into that rear wheel drive Group B. It's gonna take another right about 450,000, and we have 100,000 already, so another 350,000, and we're probably going to have 1 contract to renew, yes, before the end, so that's another 42,000. So we've got to make 400,000. Was that the mark? 350, yeah. So another 400,000 before the end of this championship, which there are 3 races left. We can certainly make that mark if we avoid any DNFs. Alright, so we are to Great Britain. We are heading to Wales. I think I mentioned England a little bit ago. Sorry, Welsh people. I don't mean any offense there. I just remembered that it was Great Britain. But we head to Wales. Speaking of Wales, one of my favorite football clubs, sadly relegated, Swansea City. Not because of the American ownership. I liked them before that. I actually like them a lot less, because that American ownership is the reason for that relegation. It had nothing to do with coaching staff. It had nothing to do with playing personnel. In fact, it had everything to do with playing personnel. The absence of playing personnel. Let's go straight away for more traction and shorten the gears a little bit, and then we'll try a shakedown before we head off to race for real. I'm only going to get a stage or 2 into this one, but we'll at least get a look at it.
2, 1, go. 40 right 2 times to 1 down, into left 4, immediate turn square left, 60.
That's a first. I went around the gates.
Into left 2 times to 1. Into right 4 long. Into left 6. Into right 2 long, crest. Into left 4 line over 2 crests. Into left 3 long, 60. Left 6 over crest. Right 2 long, don't cut. Into left 3 long.
So obviously I had that mistake early,
right
but I think that was more about getting a feel for it. I'm actually liking the feel of it at the moment. I think I'm pretty fast compared to what I can normally do here. I am having to power slide through turns a little bit more, but I've gotten used to that with this car. It's just a power slide kind of car. So I think that setup will work. Let's get to it. 10 minutes left in this episode, so that should be enough for 2 stages.
5, 4,
maybe
3,
3,
2,
if they're all
1.
short.
Go. 40, right 2 times to 1, down. Into left 4, immediate turn, square left. 60. Keep right over small crest. Into left 2 times to 1.
Already a much better start than the shakedown, obviously, after that
Into
mistake.
right 4 long. Into left 6. Into right 2 long crest. Into left 4 line over 2 crests. Into left 3 long 60. Left 6 over crest. Right 2 long don't cut. Into left 3 long. And right 4 over crest. Left 6 over crest, jump maybe. Right 3 long 60. Caution left 4, keep right over big jump. Into left 3 narrows 40.
3 seconds off the pace.
6.
Not bad, not bad at all.
Left 5, keep right over crest. Left 5, keep right over crest. Left 6, into right 6, keep left over crest. Right 5 long, continues over crest, keep in. Left 4, opens long. Left 3 long.
Little mistake there, but I made it decent enough recovery.
Right 6.
Lost a few tenths, couple tenths,
Left 6 through gate 60.
no more.
Left
Luckily
4
had
right
some
4
room,
long, keep
runoff
over
room
big
there
jump gate,
on the
left 6.
left-hand side in that case.
And right 6 over crest jump maybe. Into left 5 long don't cut, 40. Left 6
Definitely
long,
not
crest
competing for
and
the
crest.
best time, but
Into
I think
right
I'm
6
still
long.
on my way to
Into
a good
left
time.
5
10
long.
seconds down,
Keep
halfway
right
through.
jump.
20 seconds down, well,
Into
not a
right
great
6,
time
left 6,
compared to where I was at in Sweden just recently,
left 5,
and compared to
caution, right
normal.
4 over jump,
That's
outside.
and a course like this, I think we're
Into
talking
left
about
5, half
maybe
long,
a third
100.
place. 20 seconds down,
Left 6 into right 3
and
long,
you're going to see a
left mid,
lot of
long
cars
outside.
take some
And left
damage
6
here because of
into
the
right
openness
6,
of
left
it.
6. 40 turn square left.
Yeah, I think we're still
To right,
right on
5.
track for.
Continues
Don't
130, turn hairpin right.
a little bit on neutral there when I first touched the
To
gas.
left 6, 60.
Come on.
Caution turn
Not
three,
a
bad
good
camber, don't cut.
dog leg sequence there.
Into right 6, over crest, turn right 1.
That little chicane was
Into keep left past junction crest.
had my number.
Right 6, half
Too hot into the first. By the time I came out of it, didn't know the second one was coming because I was distracted by the first.
Continues 100. Left 6,
Not a great run
into
here.
Right 2 times to 1.
Which is encouraging that if I'm only about 20 seconds down, despite
To left 4 long.
quite a few
And
mistakes
crest,
that,
and keep right
that
over
cost
crest.
me
And left
an
6,
obvious,
60.
15, 20 seconds or so. All red, no green sectors, no surprise on that. Good enough for 4th. And it is O'Brien, Reed, Driscoll, usual suspects, Mustone down in 5th, just 2 seconds back. Not a perfect run, but it was a clean run, no damage taken. That's always a good sign.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 40, crest right 5, and right 5 keep in. Into left 4, into right 5 half long, into left 1 long, opens, continues for 150. Into keep right over crest,
Oh, that was beautiful power slide through there.
and left
might
6,
say
keep
so
left over
myself.
crest. Into left 5 continues for 80, and right 6,
Gone over here before, so I slowed it down a little bit through there.
Into left 4 long over bump.
Same with here.
And right 6 over crest, 200.
So easy to overshoot that.
Over long crest. Right 5 down, 100 through dip. Left 5, keep in through dip. Right 6 over crest. And left 4 long through dip.
Almost 6 seconds down. That's
Right
to be expected with the conservative approach.
Right 6 crest. Left 6 crest bump.
This is that occasional
right 6,
DNF track, so
left 6 and crest 60. Right 6 crest and crest jump maybe 80.
gotta be careful in certain areas.
Right 6 long and right 4 crest. Into left 6 keep in 60 crest. Into left 2 long don't cut. Crest and right 6 half long and left 6 and right 6 80, caution right 6 60, turn open hairpin left.
Wow, that's more time down than I expected. Figured I'd be about 8 or 9, maybe 10 seconds down.
Dip coast, left 6 over crest, caution crest, right 6, right 5, over crest, logs outside, right 5, times the 4, logs outside, 60, caution crest, immediate open hairpin right, 60.
Come on, gas.
Left 5,
There you go.
long.
Get to that turbo.
Caution
Feed it.
crest,
It's
immediate
hungry.
Left 2 long, deceptive. And left 5 long, keep in, 130 over crest. Right 6, keep in,
I know there's
80.
a big deceptive corner in
Left
here
5
somewhere
long,
that
keep in,
puts me
80.
off into the grass all the time that I'm
Left
coming
5
up on
long, keep
somewhere
in, 130, over jump maybe.
somewhere in this field section. Okay, that was better. That was so much better. That was a green sector.
Right 6, keep
I
in,
know,
crest
that wasn't
80.
that one.
Right
Maybe it's on
5
the other
over
side.
crest 100.
Uh,
Right 5 over crest.
hungry
left
turbo
6,
again.
Caution braking, crest down, immediate hairpin right.
coasting through too many corners.
And left 6.
Still a little too much
And left
pace, but
3
only a
long
little.
through dip, keep in.
Ooh. Just a little brush with the
Left
embankment
6,
there.
caution crest and down, immediate open hairpin right. And gate.
That green sector really helped make up for that really poor
Into
second
left
sector,
5
which
long, over
was
crest,
shocking
into
because
dip,
I didn't
caution
think I
left
did
5 over crest,
so
jump
poor.
maybe. Into left 5 long, don't cut,
As
logs
I've already
inside.
mentioned that.
And caution left 6 60, keep right over crest.
I'm
long
still surprised.
to finish.
That should be a good final sector. It's red, it's not green, but I don't think I lost much time there. 5 seconds, but that's the kind of time I need to at least be above Mostanen. Looks like I could be on my way to a 4th, other than that potential somebody going down with damage at some point, knocking themselves out, and I can inherit a spot or 2. So it looks like pace-wise, I'm running 4th. We'll get into this fun stage here, and this will be where we wrap up this episode. Full repairs, that's always a good thing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Caution left 4 logs crest. And left 5 times to 4 over crest, logs on exit.
So we're starting at the
80,
far end.
Left 6. Right
Water
2,
hole's going to
times
be
to
at the
1,
end
long, don't cut.
of the stage.
Left 5 into right 6.
That is a
Into
really
left
good
4
start though.
times to 380. Crest. Into left 5 long over crest. Right 1. Into right 3. Caution left 5 into turn square left, don't cut. And right 6, left 6, crest past junction, left 6. Into left 4 crest and turn right 3.
This is the one where I get lost here. 1 second
Into
down.
left 3.
And I think, is it that corner?
Into right 5, into left 5.
Hungry turbo again. One of these switchbacks right in here.
Into left 5, right 6, into
Puts
caution
me
left
off
5
like every
over
time.
crest, 80 past junction, turn square right.
Oop, that's not the square right.
Into left
One of
3,
those
half
triangle
long,
intersections. This is the square right.
junction. Into right 5,
I
long,
think
don't
that's the
cut.
spot. Anyway, I know I get put off in here from time to time.
Into turn hairpin right.
Whoa, way off.
Go back the other way. Into
Oh,
left
that
4,
was
continue to
horrendous.
100, don't cut. 100 through dip, keep left over crest. Left 6, 40.
I probably could have
left
gone
3.
straight on, but I faced a reset and penalty for cutting the
Right
corner.
6, left 6
and
past junction.
Didn't want to risk it. So I ended up losing a lot of time there, 21 seconds down. So that was what, a good 20 seconds?
Keep right over jump.
So I was
past junction,
1
braking.
second down at the end of the
Left
first
6,
sector,
into
right?
open hairpin right. Left 6, over crest 80. Left 4 tight, don't cut. Into right 6 half long 80. Caution right 5 long into turn hairpin left. 80. Keep left over crest. Keep mid over crest. 80. Right 5 long past junction. 100 past lay-by. Right 6 long past junction.
5 seconds
Caution slowing. 80
lost
on
in that
crest.
sector.
Right 5
That's
through gate, water splash.
about typical for me now.
Caution keep mid
Here's
over
the
jump.
fun part.
100 down. Braking. Turn to right.
And it's manual for the windshield wipers.
Into left 1 long.
But if you
opens
time it
2
right, you
long.
only need to do it once.
60, caution right 4 over big jump. And
One
right
thing
6
I like
over
about
big
the
jump,
setup is
40
I can
down.
take that corner
Right 3
much
forward slash.
faster.
Right 2 through gate, opens past junction. 60 past junction. Left 5 over crest, into right 6 long, 60.
Make a really
to
good
finish.
time here on this 4th sector compared to how I normally would do. And that was a green sector. I think that's the first time I've ever had a green sector in this section, either direction. Only 6th on the stage. Only 1 second down on Campbell though, but I do lose 4 seconds to Mustonen and the usual suspects all on top, and nobody having any problems right now in this one. So my current placement is 3/10 of a second behind Mustonen, right there for 4th and 5th. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.